Hi, it's Jimmy, and it's day 51 of 75 hard, but for golf. And if you haven't already worked out, this is a voiceover. It's a voiceover because I forgot to turn my microphone on today, and that was a very dumb move. But anyway, if it's your first time here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to improve and practice every day for 75 days in the quest to try and break 90. I'm a 23 handicapper at the moment, and 90 is the goal. So today we're playing 6 holes here at the Shepparton Golf Club, and the longest club I have is 5-wood because I've been struggling to get off the tee with my other clubs, and I struggled just then. Now, first shot ended up being in a nice thick bit of rough, so I just needed to chip a 5-iron down there. It went out to the right-hand side, it bounced underneath a tree. That's okay, we'll deal with that. Now, this was a really interesting lie. It was downhill and I had a tree root behind, so I ended up going with 5-iron again just to try and punch it down there, but I ended up hitting the root and twisting the club, so I sort of hosed it a little bit out to the right-hand side out here, which is not great, but I ended up being 80 metres away from the green. Now, I have been working on my 52-degree wedge, which roughly goes about 80 to 85. I then hit this one out to the right-hand side, so I came off the toe, I ended up missing the green and being out here. Now, the camera's a long way away because, as you can see by the golden trees in the background, this is very early in the morning, so I've got you on the other side so you can actually see, otherwise you'll just see the sun rising. So that's a chip up there. It probably went a little bit further than I wanted to. This green does break a lot, even though it's quite dewy this morning, so during the dew you probably expect it to straighten out a little bit and you probably need to hit it a bit harder, and I hit it a touch too hard. I almost had the right line there. Ended up putting that next one away and moving on to the 11th. The 11th is a 340 metre dogleg right, but it doesn't matter if you top your tee shot again. So we're 0 for 2 on those. Pulled out the 5-wood again here just to try and get it around this corner, and unfortunately I hit it out to the right hand side onto the other side of the 10th fairway. Just behind a little Christmas tree here, I'm 100 metres away from the flag. I just need to get it over the Christmas tree, but as you can see, I thin it all the way through, and I have no idea where that ball is at the moment. I didn't see where it was, so I just had to go for a walk and hope that I found it. And here it is, 40 metres over the green. Ended up walking that far away, but my watch actually said, "Are you sure you're on the right hole?" Nice little 56-degree chip shot over the bunker. It rolled out just nicely, went past the hole, which was pretty good, so I had a bit of an idea about what I needed to do with this putt, and I nearly executed. I just left a little bit short and then went out to the left-hand side, so we put that one away. Now, this was a very interesting tee shot. This is the 12th hole, it's par 3, and I thin an 8-iron, but it bounces a couple of times before the bunker and then bounces over the bunker to go on the green. I couldn't believe it. You can see the line here. Wait. Now you can see the line here where the ball actually rolled after it bounced over the bunker. I couldn't believe that actually happened. I thought that the ball was in the bunker for sure, and then it bounced and rolled over. So this is another tricky green where it's got a fair bit of slope in it, and if it is a dry day where there's no dew, you want to breathe on this ball. And as you can see, I barely touched it, and even with the dew, it still rolled a fair way down. So got back to tap-in range. It's not the best looking par, especially when you look at all 3 shots together, but it's still a par nonetheless. So that gets me 3 points, and we just keep moving on. So once I tap this one in, we'll move on to hole 13. So hole 13 goes around the bend. It's a 370 metre hole, and I hit a really nice 5-wood here. I decided to put a tee underneath my ball to hopefully that would help, and it certainly did. I end up middle of the fairway, about 180 metres out. So here I am here, 180 metres out. The one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to go in the bunker on the right-hand side, and after I hit this ball, it was heading straight towards that bunker, and I thought that's what I was doing. I really wanted to keep it on the left, and hopefully it would have rolled up onto the green, but I cleared the bunker and ended up in a really thick, juicy lie. So I play it like a bunker shot. I just sort of splash the ball out of here because it is quite thick and wet, and anything below the hole, the ball's going to be rolling back to you. So I ended up getting a little bit too confident. I ended up hitting it a bit too far past, but it's better than having the ball roll down and needing to chip again. Now, I'm very, very scared of this putt because I know as soon as it gets past that hole, it's going to roll a long way, and especially when it's dry, it's very, very fast. Knowing that it's dewy, I do need to hit a little bit harder than this because I only get the ball halfway, but what I really needed to do there was just be a bit more confident that I had the right line and I had everything sorted, because if I did hit it at the pace that I wanted to, it probably would have got to the hole and been okay. You can just see how far that one falls, and I barely breathe on it. So I tap that away. That's a 6. It wasn't great, but I do get 2 shots on that one. But again, it's not a part of the goal. Hole 14's dead straight. I hit a nice 5-wood dead straight. And if I had a trace on this ball, it would be just like a frozen rope. Like the ball did not move. So I'm in the middle of the fairway. I'm 166 metres out from the flag. It does go uphill. I don't have slope on my rangefinder, which you can't use it for comp anyway. So I just got my 5-wood again. It normally goes about 175. and I make pretty good connection with this ball in a second. Jeez, how long am I standing over this thing for? There we go. And it just draws away from the middle of the green over towards the top left bunker that you can see. And I have an absolutely disgusting plugged lie. I can't believe it actually landed the ball right there and it stayed there. It didn't roll all the way down the hill. It just plonked right in the middle there. So I didn't know what to do. I've got my 60 degree in my hand. I'm thinking that's the way to do it. I can't really put my one leg in the bunker because it's like pretty much a cliff and I'll fall down. I can't really get on one knee, which is what I try to do here because I just feel like that'd be really awkward. So I've really just got to bend down and just use my wrist. I really just got to slap that ball out of there and just like hopefully I can get it on the green and get it moving. Unfortunately, and oh man, I'm still going. I actually spent more time over this ball than what I thought I did. What I ended up doing here is I ended up just trying to attack it and chunk the ball out, as if you could say. Unfortunately, I actually just like made connection with the ball and it didn't actually get out of the bunker at all. It just trickled all the way down, which is not mint. The one positive to being in this bunker is I actually did practice this bunker quite a bit a couple of days ago. I was using some tips that I got from Lincoln from Drum and Golf, except this time I felt like the sand was too gluggy, so I had 2 attempts at just trying to hit it with a closed club face, and it didn't work out because I thought, well, if it was heavy and hard, it would just sort of like chunk and run. So I ended up opening it up and just hitting it exactly how Lincoln told me I should have, and it went out, worked first time. I just should have done that from the start. Like, why was I trying to do something else there? I don't know. Now, this is obviously a pickup, but I'm just putting all the way down and giving it a red hot go and just trickled by. So I end up moving on. I do come back and revisit this because I realised what I did wrong with this plugged lie. Jeez, I can't talk at the moment. And I just had another crack at it and got the ball out really nicely, and I just wish I had done that at one go. But look, that would have been okay. Now this is the final hole of the video. It is the hole 15. It goes around the left-hand side, so you don't want to hit the ball high and right like I did. I reckon I got completely underneath it, and it just floated towards those trees on the right-hand side. Ended up in something nice and juicy here, so the only option I had was to just chip it back into or towards the fairway, and I did that. So it's gone down there a little bit on the left-hand side, so I'm about 80 metres out. I've got a pitching wedge to try and get over this tree, but it doesn't matter if you hit the ball 3 inches behind, or hit the ground 3 inches behind the ball. Now, 50-metre little pitch shot here, which was just delicious. This was perfect. Like, this is just the type of stuff that I've been practicing. Chipped it up, bounced right next to the pin, as you can see, rolled out about, well, I don't know how far it is, probably 6 metres, and then I completely, read this putt terribly wrong, and the ball ends up trickling out to the right-hand side when I thought it was going to go to the left-hand side. So now that it's all the way down there, I'll just tap this one in, and that's going to do it. So that's us. That's what I did today. It's 6 holes. There wasn't much good golf in there at all, but I was just trying to work on a few things, and hopefully I can put it all together. I am going to be playing the monthly medal, which is a stroke event, in a couple of weeks' time. Otherwise, the chook run is over. I'm going to go out there and support Marshy this week, and hopefully he can get through and get it done. But otherwise, see you next time. Thanks for watching.